Hey Sweet Friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylene Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, I've taught kindergarten and first grade, and today I am going to be sharing with you my Amazon purchases all the way back to my first year of teaching, and we're going to decide if they're worth it or not. So here we go. The intro short because I love you guys. I have not looked at my Amazon purchases. I just thought this would be a really fun video. I saw Fernanda do it and I was like, yep, I want to do that. So just to let you know, the only thing I'm not going to be sharing is my book purchases. That is a good chunk of my Amazon. I'm not going to be sharing books, just other things that I've purchased for my classroom. So one of the first things that I got was a little clip-on cup holder that I used on my guided reading table. Yes, I think this is worth it if you're going to use it. If you have somewhere else to put your drink, you don't need it. But I really like it. So then we have a Bluetooth microphone. These are all over Instagram and they are wonderful. I used it so much my first year. My kids used it. It was a great time. You can even link it to your phone and it can play music. This past year I used a microphone like a headset style with a speaker that you clipped around like your waist, and that was really helpful with the mask. So I wouldn't say you need both, but it's fun to have both. We have lots of books. I knew there would be. I do have 2 videos on my students' favorite books. So I have a video for first grade and kindergarten. So if you're looking for book recommendations, my Amazon storefront, and then also those 2 videos will be really helpful. This is actually so funny because in February I purchased a forehead thermometer because I thought it would be useful to have in the classroom to just check temperatures really quickly, and look at the world we're in now. So yep, very useful. I will mention yardsticks. I've mentioned this in a vlog before. Very useful for new teachers or even if you're switching to a new grade. Got some Sharpies, some Astro Brights, some Mr. Sketch markers. Okay, next we have some rose gold scissors. I'm a rose gold fan. And these scissors are probably the best scissors I've ever used. So yes, I would recommend. In addition to that, we have a rose gold post-it note holder. Is this necessary? No. I will say the pop-up post-its are superior. I love it. Do I remember to buy the refills for them? No, I don't. So is it worth it? Maybe not, because I never buy the refills. Ooh, okay. One of my favorite purchases is my date stamper. When I was in first grade, I stamped every single paper they had, and then eventually I put my date stamper in our like turn-in paper area and they stamped it. Loved that. Kindergarten, I just stamped it the entire year. Date stamping is so useful because you can look back and see exactly when a student did something, and then when you send papers home at the end of the week, the parents know when they did it. It's just great for your own records and for their journals. 10 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10, I recommend a date stamper. Next thing I bought was an ARC paper punch. So if you know like the happy planners that are bound by discs, it was that disc binding system, and I got it because I thought that I wanted my printable planner to be binded that way, and I hated it. So no, I would say I do not recommend that. I do sell planners, digital and printable, but having my printable planner in a binder was 1,000 times better than the discs. Hated the discs. Also, I should be fair and mention everything I've mentioned so far I purchased while I was student teaching. So there's that. Now I think we're moving into April. So these are things that I'm actually buying for my classroom. First thing is my printer. I use HP Instant Ink, so I got a printer that used HP Instant Ink, and I recommend this to every teacher. HP Instant Ink is the best thing ever. I'll leave a little bit of info in the description so I don't have to bore you. We've got some Elephant and Piggy books. Yes. We have a hanging shoe organizer. I saw this in my student teaching. The kindergarten teacher used it to organize water bottles for the kids. Loved the idea, loved it in my classroom. I didn't have room for it in my classroom this past year, but in my first grade classroom, it was perfect. Great idea. Next, we have another favorite, sticky clips. If you've seen any of my setup videos, I love sticky clips. Love them. I know some people don't like them. They are re-stickable little sticky clips and they hold papers on. They're great. Okay, fairy door. This was something that Instagram influenced me to buy. Did I really use it? No, not really. I would introduce it as like the incentive for keeping your book bin clean, and then I kind of stopped using it, and now I just use it as decoration in my classroom. So would I recommend it? If you're gonna use it, I don't really use it. Ooh, but this one I do use. It is the worry plaque. I've talked about this before. I had this in my calm corner in first grade. I couldn't do it last year because of COVID, but you put your hand on it, or the students put their hand on it, and it lights up red, and then it slowly changes to a green color. and it like kind of like takes away their worries. It's this whole thing, but I love it so much. Definitely going to be bringing it back this next year, hopefully, if I have a classroom. By the way, if you're waiting on an update for the job search, I'm currently filming my interviewing process, vlog and all that. I don't have any news to share with you, I promise. Okay, these are interlocking wooden foam floor mats. I would not say I would buy these again. I have them and they're fine, but I just don't think, I don't know, I don't think they work the best in a classroom that has like, if it's like a high traffic area. I wouldn't buy it again. It's not a bad purchase. I just don't think it is awesome for the classroom, but it looked really cool, so I bought it. Okay, we just made it to August of my first year teaching. I bought my teacher toolbox. I looked for it in stores, couldn't find it, so I ordered it off Amazon, and guess what? I love it. So yes, I'd recommend. Another one I love and would buy again, and I think I actually have purchased this one more than once. It is a chapstick holder that I keep on my lanyard. My assistant principal at my first year school had this, and I said, where did you get that? And she told me, and now it is part of my life. We have some fairy lights, some fairy string lights. I put these all around my board. Honestly, these string lights, I feel like just bring so much magic into the classroom, and I love them. They've held up super, super well. I've used them in first, I've used them in kindergarten. I would recommend. These are great. We have my teaching bag. I have the newer version of this bag now, and I still love it. Still works great. Like I said, I did not look through this ahead of time, so I honestly thought there would be more items in here that I was like, no, I didn't really use that. Maybe we've got more to come. We have letter magnets. These I've purchased like 6 or 7 sets of. I love the price. They're great quality. Have not let me down yet. Yes, I recommend. They do sell them in kind of the bigger sets, but I like the individual sets because of the just like the type of pieces that they are. So you can buy a set that has a bunch in it if you want. I liked the little individual ones. This is random. They are lock and keys, and I got these because I was doing an escape room and they worked great. So I think they have these at like Dollar Tree and places like that, but I remember looking and I didn't have any luck, so I bought these. So yeah, if you need them, Amazon's a great place to look. Then we have a pocket chart, and I used this to organize my students' passwords. I was gonna say headphones, but no, it was passwords. So they had their little password card and stuck it in there. These pocket charts are great for a lot of things. It was convenient to have the password cards in there. They could have been anywhere else. Would I buy it again? Probably not for password cards, but for other things, maybe. More books. Ooh, okay, these are cool. I ended up really, really loving these. They are like UV pens that you shine the light on, and they reveal like the secret message. And I did this in math. I would have problems written on our anchor charts, and then I would write ahead of time the answer in the marker, and then I would have them try to solve it and figure it out, and then a student would come and shine the UV light, and they would see the answer, and they thought it was the most magical thing ever. So yes. Ooh, okay, here's a controversial one. Elf on the Shelf. I used this my first year teaching. Would I use it again? Probably not. It's your own discretion. I probably won't be using my elf again. Next one of my favorites, Rhyme Magic. This is a kit that maybe would be better to ask for from your school or Donors Choose. They used this kit when I was student teaching. They did it for their intervention class, and I ended up falling in love with it. I used it in first grade. I loved it. It is worth the money. Would use it 10 times over. I love it, love it, love it. Next are wood slices. We did these around Christmas time. We made like little ornaments to give home to the parents. Amazon's a great place to get wood slices if you want to do that with your class. So would I buy them again? Yeah, I would. Next are golf clickers, and I use them to track interruptions with my students. This is one of those tools that I love to use, but I always forget about it. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would. I wouldn't need to because it came in a pack of 6 and I only use one of them. I would buy this again because I think it's a really, really cool tool, and there's so many different ways you could use clickers in the classroom. They basically just count. So yeah, I would buy it again. I need to remember to use it more. Got the new version of my teacher bag in January of my first year teaching. Some professional development books, Lost at School. Yes, that one was good. And then We Got This, which is Equity, Access, and the Quest to Be Who Our Students Need Us to Be. That one was good too, but I didn't get like as much from it. I also am not including things that people purchased for me from Amazon for my classroom. I do have an Amazon wish list down in the description box where you can donate to our classroom. I'm not including any of those items. I'm just including things that I bought myself. Their professional development book, Happy Teachers Change the World. I did not like this one. I returned it. More picture books, more sticky clips. Okay, we're in May, so almost the end of the school year. I bought a digital timer. I love this digital timer. I know lots of people have like the $50 timer from Lakeshore Learning that's really big. Honestly, this timer that I'm showing you right now is fantastic. I don't remember how much it was, $11. Definitely worth your money. I use it all the time. It clips on, not clips on, it magnetizes to any magnetic surface. It is so handy. Love it. Sometimes you just don't have time to pull up a timer on YouTube. Okay, that is everything my first year of teaching that I purchased on Amazon. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more. So let's move on. So that summer, I actually purchased a portable handheld fan that's rechargeable. And I didn't intentionally buy this for the classroom, but now it stays in my classroom and it's very useful to have. So I would recommend one of these rechargeable fans. Not one of those fans that sits on your desk and you have to keep it plugged in, but one that you can recharge. Definitely worth it. Okay, we're in 2020. I did not get hired until the first week of school in August of last year. And all of my classroom stuff still was not there yet. So I was just in the classroom. So I ended up buying a laminator and laminating sheets. Even though I already had 2 laminators, I needed one to get ready for school. So I bought a laminator. The Amazon one is kind of slow. So do I recommend it? I'm gonna say no. I think the Scotch one is better. Laminating sheets, they're fine off brand. Then we have some distance learning items. The first one is my computer stand, and I love this thing. It frees up space in my teaching area. Mine is more expensive, and I think the price has gone up since then. Honestly, no, you could find a cheaper one. I love it though, so I'm glad I spent the money on it. But this one's a big one. In my first year of teaching, there was like this wooden easel that was in there, but it wasn't really like an easel. It didn't have a whiteboard. It was just like a stand. I ended up buying my own whiteboard easel, and I really like this one. It's super slim, and I painted it to be rose gold. So I would highly recommend this easel from Amazon. I love it. We're in about September of last year. I bought the mesh zipper pouches that so many teachers love. I did not love them. Okay, they were fine for their purpose, but all of the zippers kept breaking off. So I would not rebuy these personally, maybe a different brand, because I think the bag is convenient, but I just didn't like them. Then we have sitting spots, and these are very useful if you are teaching primary children. They could get sucked up in your vacuum though. I learned that the hard way. Would I rebuy them? Yeah, I would. I don't necessarily use them for designated spots on where students sit. At the beginning of the year, it's helpful for carpet time just so they can see it and know. And then I have certain spots, like this is where you start our line to line up. I don't have one for every spot in line, but I have where you start in line. And then if I'm checking their papers at my small group table, there's one on the floor that shows them where to wait for me if they need me. So you can mark different spaces and they're very useful. Then we have my eucalyptus border. I bought a bunch of these and I love them. I think they're great, beautiful, would do it again. Some fabric storage cubes, because the room I was in had so many books and all of these random pieces of storage, so I bought the cubes. Are these cubes the best? No. Is it a good deal on Amazon? Yeah. So if you need some cube storage, check Amazon. This one I do think is kind of cool. It is a socket cover. So I did not like the look of my cords being plugged in right underneath my board and them just draping across. So I had a socket cover. So you plug it into your socket and it kind of makes the cords disappear in a way. It just brings the cord like kind of down and out of the way. Is it necessary? No, but if you want to do it for aesthetics, go for it. More books. Okay, this one is a big purchase. If it's not in your budget, I totally get it. My school, my first year of teaching, had Apple TVs. I feel like I cannot teach without my Apple TV. I purchased my own, so I would have it no matter where I went, and I love it. I use it all the time to AirPlay. You can AirPlay your phone, you can AirPlay your computer. For me, I AirPlay my laptop. I like to use my laptop at school, not the school's laptop. And then you can move your laptop anywhere around the room and it will still project onto your board, which is useful for me because I have a PowerPoint that runs our whole day. And so I can kind of navigate it from anywhere in the room, and I can also just use it from anywhere in the room. So yeah, would recommend that 100%. We are in October. I bought Glow Germs. I'm actually glad I'm seeing this right now because now I'm remembering that I did this. Glow Germs are, it's like this lotion that you rub on the kids' hands, and under a UV light, it looks like germs. So you can do a whole hand washing activity with it. We use the book Soap versus Germs, and it's really great. So you put the lotion on their hands, you show them how germy they are, and then you have them go wash their hands, and you put the light on them again, and they can see if they clean them all the way. I love this, would buy again. Don't need to because it came with a bunch, but would buy again. I had to buy some marble refills for our marble racing game. So that's that. This is a good one. Crayola bulk crayons in black. We use black crayons all the time in our classroom for directed drawings, things like that. In first grade, I used a lot of black bulk markers, which you can also buy in bulk on Amazon. So definitely check if you need more of a certain color of anything. Check Amazon, because I don't feel like I knew for the longest time that they sold them in just one color. And it's a game changer, so love that. Professional development book. This book is anti-racist. Love that one. Let's move into 2021. Okay, I bought my electric stapler in January of 2021. I will never go back. I love this thing, especially if you teach kinder, first grade. You are stapling books and journal. You need an electric stapler. I'm telling you, changes the game. Get one. Okay, this one isn't necessarily a classroom purchase, but I used it in the classroom, and it is a giant water bottle. So right now I'm currently drinking out of this water bottle. I love my big half-gallon water bottle. I saw Shakira buy one of these, and I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time. So it is great for the classroom. Does it keep your water cool? It's plastic. No, I like room temperature water. So if you need cool water all the time, get yourself an insulated one. Get a hydro jug. But I love this. It's super cheap and it definitely keeps you hydrated. Tack It Over and Over liquid glue. They sell this in stores. I don't know where, but they sell it in stores. I couldn't find it and I ordered it from Amazon. And this is kind of an alternative to Velcro is how teachers describe it. You know how hot glue like stays in its form? It does that, but it's like sticky and it can be restuck. So you can use it for different manipulatives or different, it just sticks. Multiple sticky words are hard, but yes, it's useful in the classroom. And if you have like interactive folders or games for your kids that require pieces to be like stuck, yeah, go for it, buy it. Then we have some tablets and some cases. I actually used money that was donated to my classroom to buy these Fire tablets and the cases. The Fire tablets are they're not as good as an iPad, they're just not. But they work for what you need. So I haven't downloaded a ton of apps on it, but it is a very cheap alternative if it's something that you have to buy yourself for your own classroom. The cases that I used, they're great. I love them. So yeah, honestly, let's see. I got some more dry erase pockets. These are always useful for the classroom. I have a set that I was using already, but I needed more for centers. And yeah, Amazon gives you a really good deal. Next up is this puzzle matching game from Everyday Educate. They actually sent me the money and had me buy this in my account to try out. And I don't feel like it worked in kindergarten. At this point, would I buy it again? No, and I hate the box it comes in. So I have some dress-up clothes from when I was Starla. Amazon's a great place to find those weird outfits that you want for book characters, so check there. And we are in April, so we are now in end of the year buying mode for all things end of the year. I got some novelty whistles. Kids loved them. I got a unicorn costume. Was that worth it? Yes, it was. It was worth it. And guess what? It was one of the best days ever. Loved it. The narwhal pajamas. Did I need to buy that? No, but I was feeling like I really needed to make the end of the year as fun as possible because of COVID. So I got it. And guess what? I'm going to be wearing it anytime I read Not Quite Narwhal. So I'm going to be using it. Would I buy it again? I probably shouldn't. But I do like it. I bought a referee shirt for game day. And would I buy this again? Yeah, probably. It's really good for transformations. I think it was hard for me because I was buying all of these things at the same time. So it felt like a lot more. But that's just how it is. Some books. I got some UV color changing beads. We use these to make magic bracelets in our classroom because when you go out into the sun, they change colors. I used it at the beginning of the year in first grade as like our first little science experiment we did together, and kindergarten, it was more like an end of the year activity. I like using it both ways, and I definitely recommend these. They are a very easy way to add some magic into your classroom. And then I purchased some pencil pouches for their end of the year gifts. I love this gift idea. I would do this again. I will probably switch it up just for fun, but I loved this idea. And it would also be a great beginning of the year idea if you had their names on the pencil pouches. Yes, so I would do it again. And they seemed like they were really good quality. And then we have the poppets. You know what a poppet is. If you've been around any small child in the past year. I used these in our small groups towards the end. The kids went crazy. I am going to be doing a classroom haul, so you guys are going to see some things that I've bought recently for the upcoming year. But spoiler alert, I bought more of these because they love them so much. This thing is another thing they also went crazy over last year when I taught kindergarten, was a magnetic letterboard that you like trace and the magnets come up. It is so much fun for them. In first grade, I'm not sure they would like it as much. Maybe those who are still learning their letters, it would be great, but this is definitely a kindergarten item that I would definitely recommend. I bought a Guess Who game because I wanted to make it an educational Guess Who game. Haven't done it yet. We'll see if I do. I bought some silicone sponges to test out if they worked really good as fidgets. They work okay, not as good as the actual fidget version of this. I'm not going to go into detail, but definitely a good option. I started using these whenever I was testing my kids at the end of the year. Giving them something to play with while I tested them helped them tremendously. No more twirling your shirt, no more doing this with your hands, shaking in your seat like they just played with the fidget. So if anything, at least give them something to hold on to while you test them, while you're asking them, what does A say? And then I bought some teacher clothes. I also have in my storefront a link to clothes on there if you're wanting to check those out. But I think that's it for everything that I purchased for my classroom from Amazon. Let me double check. That is it. That is everything I've purchased from Amazon with my own money the past couple of years I've been teaching, and there are a lot of really great things in there. I know I'm nosy and I love seeing what people buy, so if this was an interesting video to you, let me know. Again, I'm going to be doing a video soon. I'll probably film it tomorrow. A little haul of all the things that I bought for my classroom that I hopefully get this upcoming year. And I'm excited to share that with you. But in the meantime, check the links in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. I miss you guys. I can't wait to have an awesome year, and I love you. I want to thank you again for all of your support. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure you like this video, and I will see you in the next one.